Yeah. Oh. What can I do for you, Izzy? Oh no. Let's see. What's this? Okay. I love you. All right, welcome everyone. How are we doing? Welcome on TikTok. Good to see you guys. Welcome everyone on Instagram. If you can give me a thumbs up, let me know. Mercury retrograde. I'm already stumbling over my words. Let me know that you can hear me and see me all right before we get started. That would be greatly appreciated. Just give me a thumbs up. What's happening here? All right, and welcome everyone on YouTube. This. All right, welcome everyone on YouTube. Please give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you can hear me. Okay, Manuel, thank you so much. Perfect. And just want to make a couple quick announcements while everybody tunes in. Tonight we're doing my regular Wednesday Ask Ivy show. So you are going to drop your $10 donation, and whatever question you have, I do ask that you include the first name of whoever it is that you're referring to, or God bless you, Wezzy, goodness, or the initials if you don't want to publicly have someone's name out there. Okay, so it speeds up the process for me, helps me give you a more in-depth reading, so I'm not, searching to find the right info, and then I can also get onto your neighbor faster. Okay, so you can ask about anything: health, wealth, travel, spirituality, paranormal, is so-and-so cheating? Literally anything goes, all right? So go ahead and drop your $10 donation and your question now. Please make sure that your payment information matches your social media name, your handle, because otherwise Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to have to hunt you down to figure out what payment goes with which question. All right. And if you are on Instagram or TikTok, we're not allowed to post up in the description or even pin in the comments the directions. So Diana, my producer, is going to have to post it over and over and over again. All right, so if you're on one of those platforms, you're wondering how the heck do we do this, she's explaining it to you in the comments section. All right, you can also go onto YouTube at Ask Ivy the Medium and do everything under one umbrella. You drop your payment, you just drop your question, everything can happen there. Looks like we have a few already coming in, so I want to go through announcements real quick today. But before I do that, I want to give a shout out to my YouTube members. Thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. Shout out to my YouTube members. I appreciate you guys so much. You make it possible for me to continue to do multiple shows per week, and I am looking to increase. Okay, so anyone else who wants to become a member, hit that join button again on YouTube at Ask Ivy the Medium, and it'll show you the 3 different tiers of membership options. So my YouTube members are getting like a monthly exclusive Ask Ivy show, a monthly mini class, a direct email reading, which literally pays for the whole subscription itself, monthly horoscopes, all kinds of fun things, a weekly horoscope. If I didn't already say that. So thank you so much. Abby Hicks, Lucy Marsh, Nature Calls You, McKenna, Stella Marie, Yolanda Fisher, Kim Dennison, Denise Bennett, Jayla Hilly, Edgar Villardis, Melissa S., Christine Watts, Miami Heat 305-ish, Angie Johnson, Jill Marie, CJG, Shauna Dempsey, Demetris, Language Through Connection, Deanna Marie, Murray D, Chicken Mama, Tristan Marion, Me Love 716, Andrea M, and Vanessa. All right, Ezzy did get a new toy. She pulled it out of the closet and was begging me to put new batteries in. But I had to just go buy this one. I'm just going to turn that on for her because it keeps her busy. And hopefully it's not too loud. Yes, I know I got this for you. Okay, let's see. Leave it on that level. You guys, if it's really disruptive, just let me know and I can like move it to the other room or turn it down to the lowest level. That should keep her busy. Let's hope. All right, couple quick announcements while we let everyone tune in. Haunted sleepover experiences here at the 1882 Victorian Funeral Home. You can book and stay with up to 25 of your friends. We are on the Haunted History Trail of New York State and the Historical Trail of Chautauqua County. So if you don't want to book a haunted sleepover experience or a ghost hunt, you can book a historical tour with your group. So check it out. We also have coming up the raffle for the Psychic Mediumship course. You can win a 100% free seat to my Psychic Mediumship course, $2,800 value. Tickets are on sale now. The class begins February 3rd, and the raffle is going to be drawn on January 14th. So get your raffle tickets. Everything I'm talking about here is up on my website, Ivy Rivera Psychic Medium.com. All right, the Psychic Mediumship course, again, it begins February 3rd. Registration is now open. You can attend in person, but this is New York, and there's a lot of snow, you know, for probably half the course. So you can also register yourself for the online classes where we go live and we do them collectively. And for the weeks where you can't be there for either in person or online, you can also get the video download for that week. Okay, so there are options for everyone. It is adult learning. This is the only psychic mediumship course I'm teaching in 2026. So if you were hoping to do it, also, it's not a gift. It's an innate ability everybody has. So don't let anyone tell you have to be 5th generation in your family. We're all 5th, 6th, 7th generation of intuitives, okay? It's just something we've learned to block out. So I'm helping you to unblock and to tap in. Book your holiday party now for your corporate event, your business party, your family and friends party. I could do a gallery show and private reads afterward, one or the other. And if you have a big gig, like a big corporate event, there are going to be hundreds or thousands of people, I can set you up with an entire Ivy League Psychic Fair. Certified readers and healers from my Ivy League Psychic Academy will come out with me and we can, you know, bring reading options to everyone. Also, holiday gift certificates are now on sale for readings or healings with me, classes through the Ivy League Psychic Academy, or with my certified readers and healers at Ivy's Healing Call Center, open 7 days a week, internationally, all of this stuff. Anything else going on? Reiki training. Reiki training. So I'm a Reiki master. I've been teaching Reiki for probably 15 years or so now, and I am holding another live class. Now, if you don't want to wait for that, you just get the video download from the last class that's up on the website, and you can get certified that way as well. But if you wanted to attend online, live, or here in person, I'm doing levels 1, 2, and masters. This is the Usui Ryoho system. This is going to be March 14th from 3 to 9 p.m. I don't think it's up on my website yet. Keep an eye on that. I'm working with my assistant to get the buttons and everything set up. So it will probably go up in the next few days. Oh, yes, I am testing new shows. You guys have been freaking amazing. All right. So I told you guys that poll that I ran asking you what shows you want to see me do in 2026, you guys voted really high that you wanted to see a show on what blessings are coming your way, that you wanted a past life readings one, you want a pet one, you know, a bunch of other things. And what I decided to do was start testing half of them this week. And then I'm going out to Cali for a while. So the first couple weeks of December, I'll be just running reruns. I won't be here for live shows. And then I'll test out the rest of the shows in December and January. But so far, you guys blew up. Okay, and this was nuts. Which one was it? It was what blessings are coming your way. So I have officially added that to the 2026 lineup. Then we tested out the past lives reading show the other day, and you guys gave an even bigger response and huge engagement and feedback, which I so appreciate for everyone who messaged me. And I'm going to be adding that one to the 2026 lineup as well. And we are testing on Friday the pet readings show. So tune in for that. You can reserve your early message now, or if you have a specific question about a pet, living or deceased, you can go ahead and drop that at this time. So that's going to be back here on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So cute. All right. I am keeping also the Unbound Sage, Dear Ivy, and Ask Ivy. I'm keeping those for 2026 as well. Oh, and also what blessings are coming your way is also going up on my website because it was such a big hit as a purchasable option. So you can purchase it for yourself or gift it to someone else when you need a pick me up, when you need a boost, a little enlightenment, and I will deliver a reading directly to you, telling you what blessings are coming your way. Super fun. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome, everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Arawak, and this is my Ask Ivy show where you drop a $10 donation and your question on any topic under the sun. Health, wealth, work, relationships, paranormal, spiritual, really anything goes. So I do ask that you include the first name of whoever you're referring to, or if it's about like a comparison on properties, the number and the name of the property or the street. If it's about two different places of employment or business options, the names or the initials of the businesses. Okay, so I need some basic info to give you a more in-depth reading more efficiently, and it helps me get onto your neighbor faster. All right, so if you are on Instagram or TikTok, Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to be posting in the comment section how you could drop your donation and your question. Make sure she doesn't have to chase you down if your payment name looks nothing like your social media name. Okay, help her out. And we are trying out something a little different tonight. I'm going to do unlimited. I usually limit for the Ask Ivy show 2 per person, but we're going to uncap that tonight. Okay, so you can ask as many questions as you want. And if you need to book a reading or a healing with me, I do work internationally. It's a super simple self-booking system. So you can book a reading anytime on my website, ivyriverapsychicmedium.com. Let's go ahead and get into this tonight. Stella Marie wants to know, I'm an RN. I'm graduating in July with a BS in alternative medicine. Trying to figure out my best path. APRN versus dietitian with autonomy. Okay. APRN versus dietitian with autonomy, or do a business like a tea shop. Okay, wow, you just went in a totally different direction. Or what? Okay, or even, I don't know what. Okay, so let's see what's coming up with this. So first things first, I think that it's important to remember that you do have within your life contract, meaning the contract you filled out before you came to Earth. Okay. You have a responsibility to heal others. I think that you have done it in 2 separate past lives, and it's been sort of done to death in regards to traditional medicine or the clinical field. And it would be off-putting for you, meaning lack of fulfillment, frustration, feeling trapped, almost like a bird in a cage, if you get right back into too much of that clinical work. This could also be negatively affected in this lifetime by things like big pharma. So be careful putting yourself in situations where you intended to be healing and you feel like you're a participant in the wrong side of history. All right. And I'm not knocking medicine or pharmaceuticals or whatever. I mean, like, it is what it is, but it is limited and it is for profit. Okay. A lot, especially here in the States. So it's really that discord that you're wanting to avoid in this life. I think what's happening is that that's confusing you a little bit. And I wouldn't let it, because you have a lot of wiggle room here. When you talk about APRN, which I feel could really work for you in such a way where if you're doing it in conjunction with something else, like a tea shop or offering readings or doing, you know, more energy work in the like Reiki and traditional sense of things, right? If you're doing stuff like that, even sound healing, if you're pairing it with something else, it could actually be very lucrative for you. It could grow and expand rapidly, but your heart has to be in it, or else you shut down the manifestation. You shut down law of attraction in the positive high vibration. So you just attract problems, blocks. You could feel like I'm, you know, going 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're like, what the heck is wrong with this? You know, it's you, it's your vibe, it's your energy. But it could work for you. I think the dietitian with autonomy, I've never even heard of that, but I think anything you were to do with dietitian work, it's this idea of almost like food as medicine. I think now we're hitting the money. I think now we're cooking with gas. I think now we're talking about you publishing, you speaking, you podcasting, you being seen, you being heard, it leading into other avenues. One of the things you really want to do is teach. And that's not something you asked about, but it is part of your life contract. And it's where your higher mind ultimately wants to go with this. You want to share this information, not just on a one-on-one session with a patient or a client, but as an educator, as a reformer of toxic systems, right? And this allows you to do it. As far as the other businesses, I'm not feeling that, okay? Stay steady with what's in your life contract. It's going to be the easiest way for you to go forward. And then if you want to add something like one of these other side hustles, you know, kudos. It'll be easy enough. Come the 3rd year, if you go with the first option, come the 5th to the 7th year, if you go with the dietitian option. Anna Pekka 2071. Anna Pekka says, I've been given guidance to step into my power. I understand this to an extent, but was looking for some practical ways you incorporate this into my life. Okay. So how can Anna best step into her power? First of all, don't toy with clowns. Okay. So I'm going to say it's what you need to stop doing. Before we're even going to look at what you can do and how you can manifest and feed this, we have to get rid of the blocks and the obstacles first. And that goes for anything in life and for all messages for everyone tuning in tonight. Okay. So stop toying with clowns. That speaks for itself. If you have nonsensical, like, you know, men coming at you with bad attitudes and a desire to knock you off what they see as being like a pedestal, men are very competitive with you. They see you just living your life and having peace and, you know, enjoying your ice cream or a cup of tea or your paycheck a little bit, and they want to come knock off your crown. Okay. So what do I mean by stop toying with clowns? I mean, don't listen to them. Don't make eye contact. Don't talk to them. You know, men aren't lonely enough. I love this saying right now. They're not lonely enough, because they're not going to come at you with a big sign saying, I'm here to knock you down. They're gonna try to get you to go on a date. They're gonna try to smooze you. They're gonna try to schmooze you, however you say it. They're gonna try to engage you. Just don't engage. The minute you get that hair on the back of your neck standing up, you get a burning at the back of your neck, you get like a twisting in your, in your stomach, or a sharp pain in your ear, or sharp pain in your chest, that's a no, okay? That's a no. And in general, some of the guys who try to mess with you have like light brown hair. They all look Caucasian, and they're quite tall. And it's usually the shorter guys that have this, significant problem with women, because they're insecure about their height. But like, these are bigger guys, so that can also throw you off. You could fall into a pit real quick with that. Okay, so don't even be engaging and toying with them at all. Watch out for the clowns. The other block I think you are still kind of wanting or entertaining a little bit, is not being entirely confident that you can create something. Okay. You may say, I want to create this thing. I have a vision board. I have my mantras. I'm all ready with my affirmations. I'm manifesting this. I'm visualizing this. But the truth is that you are a block to it because you are hoping, praying, wishing, waiting that the universe or God or other people or circumstances come and show you the way, give you the opportunities, open up the path to you, when in actuality, you're supposed to be plowing down the fields. You're supposed to be busting down walls, kicking in doors, okay? Making the path, burning whatever's in front of you if it's in the way. You don't see it that way yet. And until you understand that coming into your own power and creating a foundation that cannot be rattled or taken from you, and being your own source of resource, right? Not using the outside world as a resource, it frees you. It truly makes you capable because you're in alignment with manifestation, to, build and create and maintain, most importantly, maintain and hold on to, protect and defend whatever you create. Going about it any other way is not going to work. So those are the two main blocks I would remove, okay? And then creation is a little easier. Thank you, Anna. We're going to move on to Manny C. Manny C says, hi, Ivy. Would my brother Richard be able to come through in my automatic writing? Okay, well, let me talk to him and see what is going on. I saw two books, one song, some poems, and even painting. I don't know what exactly you're trying to create here, but he has some very specific things that you do, and you may be entering into more variety with your automatic writing. It may be taking you into more avenues of channel. When people are, always talk about a musician, playing the guitar or whatever, they go, oh, they're in the flow state, and they're playing drums, oh, they're in the flow state. Well, when you are officially in the flow state, or like what I do here, channeling, it's all the same thing. It's the right side of the brain, it's channeling, it's flow, but it takes you down different paths that you didn't expect to go down. And that's what I think he will be showing up for even more. Again, you writing songs or whatever, song lyrics. Like, I don't think you're writing the actual music. I think you're writing the lyrics. I don't know. Take it out resonates. Maybe not. But then I see poems. And then the painting, which is, as it sounds, it's painting. It's literal artwork. It's like a blank canvas. I have paints. I have oils. I'm scratching. I'm moving the paint around with almost like a some kind of tool that looks like a anyways, he's there for that. He's also here though for what seems like two writing projects that you're working on. These feel like books, and he's really excited. He comes and he goes. He comes and he goes. If you've been smoking something where you smell smoke, this could be cigar. I was going to say it's almost like cherry pipe tobacco or something. It smells like it's changing. Like you got a cigar, you got the cherry pipe tobacco. You got these different smells coming in here, and sometimes maybe even like having a drink of some kind. I feel like you're going to be tapping in more with your Clairaugustine when he comes through, or when he's channeling through you or with you. He said with you. And you may smell phantom odors and flavors, okay, that no one else can. I also think this idea of you working alongside him, channeling with him, may come through your left ear ringing, a tinnitus in your left ear, a pressure in your left ear, and then he could put thoughts in your head, right? Song lyrics in your head, the right words. I think it's really these two bigger projects, you know, that you start to notice the pattern of him channeling with you. I feel like, you know, he already does, but he's in and out. Some stuff is just for you though, you know, it's just for you to do. It's to come directly through you. It's your own twist. You guys are a little bit different, but he loves you very much. He enjoys this. This is a great way for the two of you to connect. And he said that your grandmother did it too. Grandma did it. Grandma did it and mom did it. So this isn't, you're not the first. This is really interesting. I love that. Have a good time with it. And he loves you. Giving a red rose also, which is a birthday or anniversary right around this time. This can also be a passing anniversary, just a deep love, okay? And visiting in a dream. Pay attention to him, probably tonight or maybe tomorrow. I love you, mama. Play with your baby. Abby Like Hicks. Abby Like Hicks is next. Abby says, I'm open to anything that comes through. Okay, general message for Abby. What's coming through for Abby? It's time to put your foot down. It's time to put your foot down in a situation, possibly multiple situations. Take it how it resonates. I don't want to color it, but going forward in the next 2 to 3, could be days, but I feel this will extend out for about 2 to 3 weeks. This is technically falling into your free will zone, which means it is destiny charted that this is going to happen, but it's up to your free will to do it. You could ignore everything I say today and then therefore, I don't know, you know, but it is time for you to put your foot down. I see you doing it with a male who's talking a bunch of nonsense, disrespect, is not the brightest bulb in the box, maybe lacks empathy for others. I see you doing it in a situation with another male where there's shared resources of some kind. So, you know, again, I don't want to color this, but some of this feels work related and some of this just feels like we share money or resources. I am going deaf in the left. Esmeralda, say hello. Yeah, I'm deaf in my left ear. Okay, so I think your mediumship is increasing, and this could be striking for you. This could be kind of almost shocking. You know, sometimes when people's mediumistic abilities are activating, you could worry about your health. You could feel when you get the ringing in your ears, and I can't prescribe a diagnose. I'm not saying ignore health issues, you know, talk to your physician, but you could feel almost like, am I in danger? You know, is this going to be safe for me to continue on with my day? Should I lay down? I mean, it really makes you wonder what the heck is going on. But the left ear ringing, typically the tinnitus is mediumship. Okay, so the grandmothers used to say left for love, right for spite, and that's fairly accurate. Your left ear rings and it's your mediumistic abilities kicking in. My grandma would say, pick up the phone, who's calling you? Okay, then a spirit will put a thought in your head, a song in your head. If it's the right ear, it's your psychic ability. You could see that growing in the next, I want to say, month and a half to 3 months as well. Okay, so psychic ability activating. Prophetic dreams. I think you could be receiving some, not necessarily warnings, but like heads up, you know, about opportunities that are coming your way, things you should pay attention to, people you should not share with or cut off, all of this activated around this time. But it really starts with you putting your foot down. So if you are engaging in any situations or conversations for the next, again, you know, 2 to 3 days and going a total of about 3 weeks, confront. Okay, confront whatever you feel is twisted or wrong or low vibration and ask for what you rightfully deserve, but not in a way where you're really asking. It's more like a demand. Thank you, Abby. Moving on to Stella Marie. Stella Marie says, thanks, Ivy. Love. Healing through food and teaching it to others. I am burnt out with modern medicine and big pharma. Okay, so that is a huge confirmation on her reading. Yeah, so much room for you to grow in the areas that we talked about here. You know, nobody likes to be in a situation where you're already capped. You're capped before you get out of the gate. You know, and that's a great example of that. Hold on a second here. Okay. Next up, we have Edgar. And thank you for the feedback. Stella, if you guys have a testimonial, if the reading made sense to you in some way, shape, or form, please drop a testimonial about how it did so other people can witness that and then decide, you know, if they want to get a reading here today. Could everyone also please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind. I would love to hear where you're tuning in from. Okay, and hype this video if you're on YouTube, whatever the heck that means. I'm supposed to ask for that. And please do share and subscribe. Edgar says, what messages does Spirit have for me regarding December of 2025? Okay, December for Edgar, 2025. I heard just don't hold yourself back. I'm getting pain in the wrist, pain in the upper shoulder, pain going down. Now, this is, and I can't prescribe or diagnose, this is my symbol for your power outside. Not only your power outside, the right side of your body, but the most powerful parts of your body leading right down to the hand, which is the biggest power point. The fact that I'm getting 1, 2, 3 different pains suggests 3 different situations where in the month of December, you will be tested and could choose, hopefully you don't, to shut yourself down. Now, life happens quick. You know, we don't have a lot of time. Something arrives and it's often an instantaneous reaction based on an old habit that ends up dictating where things go or if they fall or, you know, do you repeat again? And so you can be more mindful in the month of December that you are being proactive and that you are looking for opportunities, not situations that are testing you, opportunities to speak more of your truth, because 2 out of the 3 are connected and will both happen at work. 1 is happening in personal relationships, and all 3 are equally significant in your progression. What the universe is looking for with you right now is to test you out and to see if you're just going to keep talking the talk or you're actually going to walk the walk. Because you could preach this, you could teach this, you could publish on this. But when you get tested, you have a tendency, because you have such a long habit of doing so, to immediately shut yourself down. Like, speaking your truth isn't even an option in that moment. And that's just a habit we're going to have to break. Okay. So December gives you that opportunity. Now, the payouts that will come, we don't even have to get into it. They're going to be instantaneous. I'm talking red lights turning green. I'm talking if you got any annoying health issues, possibly those clearing up for good. I'm talking about, you know, more opportunities coming to you, people wanting to be near you, you know, people smiling at you more, just higher engagement, a promotion, I'm sure would be right around the bend with, because these 2, like I said, are connected. I mean, blah, blah, blah. There's just, you know, because for you, this is karmic. And when it's karmic, it's something you haven't nailed in some past lives. This is it. You don't want to go around the mountain again. The universe has been a gentleman with you. But when you reach a final testing point like this, you know, the payouts span everything. And it's just blessings all around. Okay. So I would pay attention to that if I were you. Big deal. For sure. Love it, love it, love it. Moving on to another one. This is from Nature. Nature calls you 4645. This is for Mark. Okay. I feel a strong connection to Indigenous American culture and beliefs. Do I have a past life connection, an unknown genealogy connection, spirit connection, or other? Well, I think that if you were to run your DNA, and it may not be a lot, but you may show some tribal blood there, okay, indigenous roots. Depending on which, I'm seeing a tree. So I don't know what DNA tests are out there right now, but I see a tree. The other connection is spiritual, okay, which kind of speaks for itself. And I'm not going to talk about that one as much because it's just the reality of a human being in 2025 who came to Earth as a spiritual creature, you know, having a spiritual experience, right? But you are human. You are automatically going to identify with the group of people who are actually connected to the universe, to nature, to the higher mind. And those are the natives. Those are our indigenous brothers and sisters. There's no doubt about it. No one can really compete or compare with that on Earth. Natives are, you know, here for as many genocide attempts as there has been. You know, we are here, not to toot my own horn, but we are here to wake everyone the F up and remind everyone of our roots. That's what we do. And if you are looking for more of your kind, if you're looking for more people on your vibration or the vibration you want to reach, you're going to automatically feel drawn to natives, and you're going to feel less attracted to other groups of people who are way off base, okay, have no real connection to universal law, no respect for nature and the fragility, you know, of life, no intuitive intelligence, emotional intelligence, empathic ability, you know, whatever. You're not going to feel those people. And that's just going to make you feel even more drawn to indigenous people because you're no longer feeling a connection with these other groups of people that you had once been, you know, involved in. Now, what really stands out to me here is a past life where you were a tribal elder. You were involved in leadership so high up in a tribe that feels like Aztec. To me, you were so high up that you know, you got up there in age a bit. You were getting a little, I'm hearing long in the tooth from your grandfather. You got a little long in the tooth there, and you like to sit, you know, I see you sitting a lot and like creating a fire or making some kind of, I don't know, potions or teas or drinks and having people do it for you and giving you things. You led ceremonies and you trained others. Okay. So you were an elder, you were in a high up chief position, and that's not going to leave your soul anytime quickly. That's going to influence every single life you have after that. So if I were you, I would tap into that one. But I would bet that you have at least one of your spirit guides that is from that tribe still working with you. And that may be a shortcut to getting a lot of information. Okay, very interesting question. Love that. Okay, so you guys, you can ask any kind of question. You can ask about spirituality, you know, your past lives, romance, health, wealth, other people. I mean, literally anything goes, okay? Tweedledee Design Co. asks, what you doing, mama? She said, oh my goodness, you were 100% correct in so much. Details you could have never known. I've been almost deaf in my right ear with ringing for about 2 weeks as I'm assisting a male at his end. Oh my God. Because I did a free class on this. You can go into my YouTube, Tweedledee. That's YouTube is at AskIvy the Medium. And put in the search bar intuitive increases. Okay, so I did a free mini class on this where I talk about death, pregnancy, birth, divorce, you know, all kinds of different things. Why you will have an immediate increase in your intuitive intelligence. That goes psychic, mediumistic, and empathic will increase. And that's what you're dealing with. So as you're caretaking over this person who is in the process of passing, you automatically get activated. And it's disturbing. The ear ringing still, and I've had it my whole life. I know that it's a spirit or my psychic ability. I know exactly what to do with it. It still annoys the hell out of me. And it's still physically shocking at times when it happens, because there are different tones and frequencies. And it's between that and the anxiety attacks, the heart palpitations. Those are the two most common things that we have as mediums. And both are incredibly disturbing, you know, and there's no amount of medication or talking to a therapist to find a root issue. There are no visible triggers, you know, it's the spirit world. It's what it is. Well, thank you for that testimonial. Moving on to Lauren Askerberg. Okay, Lauren Askerberg wants to speak to Emma. Okay, Emma, deceased. Emma, for Lauren, what do you have to say? She comes in here, first things first. She's kind of playful with you. She's been trying to get you to engage. She's been moving your things, dropping stuff, and I think making you drop stuff. And she's shown the next 3 days. Nobody likes this, okay? But I almost feel like something getting knocked out of your hand. You're kind of, you know, oh my God, I dropped this, you know, step on it. You know, it's almost like tripping over things, like you're tripping over, you're a little bit of a mess. But it feels deliberate. If you've ever had a spirit like nudge you, physically bump into you, or physically move you, you know, it's a little jarring. I feel like she's being playful with it. I feel like also moving things on your refrigerator. And if you have collectibles of hers or a memorial, I feel like I'm in the living room slightly to the left, and then also some stuff over here to the right. She may be moving those objects as well. She wants you to communicate with her through psychometry. Old school mediums, okay? If you ever went to an old school medium, they would say, give me something personal of yours, preferably a necklace or a ring, you know, something that's been on your person, maybe even like a chapstick from your purse. It doesn't matter, but, you know, they will put it in their left palm. This is the receiving side. Then you put your right hand over the top of it, close your eyes, and it's like literally calling that spirit up. So you can use her photographs, okay, any memorabilia you have from her. I think, though, most importantly here, what she's talking about, she's also talking about red rose, which is a birthday or anniversary right around this time, giving you red rose, okay? This can also just be a deep love or a passing anniversary. Take it how it resonates. But she's talking about your throat chakra. This is time for you to speak up. You seem to be entering into some situations over the course of the upcoming week to 2 weeks, and then it goes all the way, extends out to 6 weeks. So at different times, not consistently, you're not getting bombarded with this. It's peaking and then disappearing and then peaking again. She wants to make sure that you are speaking your truth. Do you know what your truth is? Okay. And then if you're speaking it and it's being disregarded, maybe nothing's changing, you know, you may be coming at things again. You need to anyways, okay, is what she's saying. Make sure you're being heard, and make sure you're receiving what you deserve from people and situations you're engaging with. She said you deserve the best, and you deserve to be smiling all the time, loved and supported, and you deserve to feel you have a strong foundation, especially with like your bank account. Okay. And these aren't things that you need to, you know, worry about. She always has your back, but she's really just trying to help you to be more assertive in maintaining and just ultimately getting more of that for yourself. I feel like someone trying to argue with you that shouldn't be argumentative. It's almost like this attitude of like, you're about to respond to them. They're baiting you, and she's coming in and she said, don't respond to that. Don't respond to that. I'm not feeding that. I'm not talking to you. Okay. I don't care if it's a text, it's an actual conversation. I think it will be a face-to-face conversation at least one of these times, but she doesn't want to see any of that. Okay. She likes to visit you in dreams. Her mouth doesn't move. She communicates telepathically. They are short encounters, but they are loving. She adores you. A lot of love there. All right, we're going to move on to, thank you so much for the hearts on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. If everyone could please give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment of any kind. Let me know where you're tuning in from, share this video, and subscribe. I am taking your questions. You drop a $10 donation, drop a question of any kind, and that's how we're going to do it. If you need to book a reading or a healing with me, go to Ivy Rivera Psychic Medium.com. I do work internationally, and I do parties. We have here on YouTube, this is Eric E. Okay, when will my life get better in all areas? Aw, I heard Christmas. Christmas is, because I'm a happy holidays person, okay? So Christmas is literally the 24th and the 25th. Yeah, Christmas. And then 2 days, well, I heard the day after New Year's, 2 days after New Year's, but I saw 3 days after New Year's. So what, 1 to 3 days after New Year's? Okay, oh, I see, okay. Okay, the 3 days after New Year's, February 15th, March, let's say March 3rd, 13th, 23rd, maybe the 13th, March 3rd or 13th. June through July. And then October, you seem stable. By October 25th, you seem stable in these areas that you want to see improvement. So I think that these are the things that are just going to happen. All right, these are dates when your astrology looks good, for example, and blessings can come in. These are dates where like Saturn, you know, the father who holds all of your blessings is going to be getting the hell out of your way, you know. But I do feel like you need to redesign what benefits, you know, you really want to have in your life. I do think this is a period of time where you need to, especially in regards to relationships, look at self-growth and development a bit more. This is a period where you're learning how to be less of a pacifist. You know, you're a hard worker. You have no problem showing up, bringing your A game, following through, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, pushing when you don't want to. You're going to show up regardless. That's great. Okay, that's part of what you're supposed to be doing. But a lot of the times when you're doing that, you're still hoping on payout from the world around you, especially when you want to see change. You know, you're hoping for an opportunity. You're not in as much of a creation mentality I would like to see you in. So this is about seeing yourself as the resource. Being more introspective right now is going to help you out a lot. And this may sound boring, but I'm hearing for 7 to 9 days, if you were to journal, if you were to go inside yourself and say, what in me is untapped? Okay. And if you were to say, what other resources do I have or want to bring back around from the past and complete? If you were to go into yourself on another day and you were to say, what are my real feelings and what am I really thinking in regards to my relationships that have disappointed me? You know, where maybe do I need to make some changes? If you were to spend another day going in and asking about like your 5-year or your 10-year plan and your finances and investments, you know, what really do you want? What do you feel is in alignment, fire in the belly, you know, with your life contract? If you were to do this, what did I say, 7 to 9 days? I mean, that's what I'm hearing. I don't know what I said. But anyways, if you were to do this once a day, 15 minutes, 20 tops, you don't need to go off into the deep waters, and you were to write down, journaling, okay, what you felt and what you saw, what you thought, what spirits came in, what visions you had, what symbology came up, what colors, what numbers, what messages came through, I think you would walk out of this a very different person. I don't think you would be feeling dissatisfied in any of these areas of your life after that, because your perception is going to change. I also hear from your grandmother, don't forget to count your blessings, because there are people who are far worse off. Okay, so what's she talking about? Law of attraction. She's talking about attitude of gratitude. Okay, and that doesn't mean these things aren't real and you're not going to work on them, or that there can't be improvement. But I agree with her. Don't forget your blessings. Okay, maybe every time you get into some stinking thinking, try to also remember, you know, 10 things that you have that other people simply don't right now. Nature calls you. 4645 says, thank you, Ivy. You have 100% validated many of my feelings around all of these areas. Beautiful. All right. Happy to help. That's very exciting. Thank you so much. Next one up is Anna. Anna says, Do you see any success in dating for the rest of this year? Nope. Should I take a minute to focus on myself? Focus on yourself. I don't even, no. I don't like the people you're attracting right now. Like, I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them. You know, sometimes when we attract a lot of people, it's not a good sign. It's not like, did I lose a little weight? Like, am I looking, you know what I mean? It's not good. It's problematic because they're problematic and they're thinking that they can get in and have a shot at creating some, with you at this time, just creating some bullshit that they don't even plan to finish. You know, some people are just looking to stir the pot because they have no personality. They have nothing to live for. Nobody likes them. So they have no friends. They have no future possibilities of healthy relationships, and they don't want to do the work on themselves. When people don't want to develop themselves, they don't want to grow, they don't want to change, they don't want to learn, you know, I have a tendency to just put them in like narcissistic tendencies, sociopathic or psychopathic categories. And I don't think that's wrong here to say. I really think there's something very mentally wrong with some of these people, you know. The other ones that are attracted to you or that you'll be interacting with are just like desperate for an ego boost. You know, it's not that they won't give you one too. So it's fair, it's balanced, but the problem is I don't think that's what you want. You know, so then why go low? You know, right? Because then you're just telling the universe, don't send me the right people ever. Because I'm just going to entertain this junk down here. Right? This is like, I've been fasting lately. And I will hit a breaking point around 16 hours, and I've got 24 hours to fast. I'll start cracking at 16 hours. And I don't care what you put in front of me. Tootsie Rolls, okay, like food I don't even like. I mean, you could put anything in front of me at that point, and I will like happily consume it. And I feel like I can't make it to 24 because I've got the hunger pains and the headache is starting to set in. And I've got so many hours to go, okay? And it's in those moments where I've learned to find better tools. I got a tea that helps to calm the hunger pains, okay? For example, I mean, you need to find tools at this stage to help you get over that point where they're coming at you. They're sweetening the deal. It's maybe even a hot connection, okay? But it is a waste of your time and energy. And what you don't want to do is to tell the universe, I'm willing to quit. I'm willing to settle for this. This is good enough. Because then you're never going to get out of the cycle, okay? We get out of cycles by saying no and being disciplined, okay? And then the universe says, okay, you're serious. This is what you want. This is the new you. This is what you're going to feed. I'll give you more of that. Okay. Do you? 2025, not great with these people. People are nuts right now too. You know, they're just looking for anyone who's doing well. They just want to rain on your parade right now. And people are in a miserable condition right now. I'm isolating a lot. I'm talking in all ways, you know. I'm just like, I don't even want to be out there, much less dating. I can't imagine. Nature calls you 4645. This one is for Mindy. Mindy says, please share any messages from my close friend Trudy, who passed 6 years ago, or any other messages from spirit that I'm meant to hear. Okay, let's go here with Trudy. You know, when Trudy comes through, first of all, two things. I'm seeing like playing games or bingo or gambling or lottery tickets or maybe all of the above. But she comes in here trying to give you fun things and do fun little things with you. and encouraging you to do more of that or have more of that in your life. Okay. So I don't know, maybe you are looking to pick up cards with a bunch of new friends or whatever, I mean, do it by all means. She is all about this, but it's like little boosts to the energy, and not so little dopamine hits, especially when you win on some of this. I feel like she's also sending you songs. She sends you music, whether these are songs coming on the radio or on your phone or popping in your head. Pay attention to the lyrics of the songs that are following you. And she was talking about, oh, well, she's kind of all over the place, actually. There's a red rose, which is a birthday or anniversary right around this time. This can also be a passing anniversary or just a deep love. But I feel like some celebration cake or some anniversary of something like 2 or 3 ago. I'm going to have to go with like maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe weeks. Take it out resonates. Shows a cake. And she said that she's been visiting you in some dreams. I also see cardinals, but I see blue jays. So birds or winged animals. In the summer, it was, dragonflies. It was butterflies, moths. But I feel birds in general, and pennies from heaven, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, tokens. You have a gentleman who comes through here as well. Can't tell if this is father. This is definitely a paternal energy. It says numbers, leaving you number patterns. Every number is a direction. Numbers on the clock, numbers anywhere, license plates, whatever. Following you, signs with numbers on them. And I think that, also here with Trudy, the most important message is that you just know that she loves you, and she comes through her giving you a big hug. I feel like coming up from behind and giving you a big hug, and she puts her hands over your heart, which can mean that you need some heart healing. Your heart chakra is a little saddened. It's a little bit shut down. It's a little bit tired or exhausted. She said that sometimes you feel like you're the one giving out all the love, but you don't always receive back. Not just because you didn't ask, which may be true. She's kind of calling you out a little bit, but also because people don't think to give to you in ways that you can really receive. It's like you're very thoughtful in the way you handle everyone else, but you may be surrounded by a bunch of people that aren't very thoughtful toward you, and I'm not saying all the time. She said it's not always, but like, I don't know. You deserve a little more love and affection. Make sure you're going out and getting that for yourself. Okay. So we're not kind of being pacifist in that. And that could be part of what she's talking about with the dopamine hits and the playing games and the hanging out with friends and making new friends or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's another way to do self-love, and then she can interact with you there and pour into you and fill your cup. Okay. So not all the love that we get has to come from living human beings or the cat or the dog, it's also coming from spirit. She loves you very much. She's also asking about your hair. I don't know if you just recently did something different with your hair. I feel like kind of putting it up or swirling it a little bit, or like feathering it in some way or layers. But I feel like she's checking in with you several times a week. You can hear her too. You can audibly hear her when you're dozing off or waking up. You may hear her literally calling your name or talking to you. Watch for that as well. A lot of love to you. Thank you. Jess 1199 says, Ivy is so spot on. I'm glad I caught this live. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate it. I'm glad you caught it too. Glad to everyone who is here. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we are doing, normally on my Ask Ivy show, I do it every other Wednesday and I limit it to 2 questions. Tonight, this is the first time we've done this. This is open. Okay, there's no caps. You can ask as many questions as you want. All right, we are going to move on to, looks like Lauren, but this question is for Kylie. Okay, and what is the question? This doesn't make any sense. Diana, let me know. Or if you want to go on to somebody else and then come back to this, let me know. I don't understand. Is this just a general message for Kylie of anything? Oh, I think general reading. Okay, general reading for Kylie. Okay, general reading for Kylie. What do we have for Kylie? You have a grandfather coming in here who's kind of large through here, would have lost quite a lot of hair, had a bit of a belly on him, stumbled over his speech a little bit, and I'm getting like vet, so I don't know if he was a like military. yeah, just kind of talking sometimes like he had marbles in his mouth a little bit. And kind of loud when he did speak, even though he's very kind of gentle. He's like a gentle giant. You know, even when he did speak, if he was repeating himself, you know, or he was struggling to say it in a way, he didn't think there was any problem with the speech whatsoever. But when people didn't understand him and everyone was like, what the hell was that? He kind of had to, you know, come correct. And I think that regardless, he got his point across. And he's talking about you being very similar to him. Okay, so some of his karmic debt and his karma, meaning what he came to Earth to do, was handed down to you. You carry some of this on. You look a bit like him, especially around the eyes, the jawline, and you may have a mentality in life like he does, like he did. And that is be kind, be moral, be ethical, don't start shit, but I will finish it if I have to. And it's don't cross this line and like bully anyone. You may be for the underdog. You may not care for authority for the sake of power and control. You don't mind authority for the sake of order or for harmony within community. You don't mind that, but you are very hypersensitive to some of these things. And you may find yourself in a lot of systems that are very legalistic or rigid or organized, like he was in the military, for example, you know, but you are often there to reform them and to ultimately realize that it doesn't align with you. And it can help to push you more into, he's saying, your life contract, meaning figuring out more of what you came to Earth to do. Okay. There's also talk of 2 to 3 kids. So I don't know if this is something you're debating on or you're connected or you're one of. I feel like giving out love. Okay. Also, because I feel like 2 of the same, 1 of different. I feel like 2 to 3 kids. He's giving out love. But I think that the other really important thing for you to be doing in your life right now is to have as much self-esteem as you can. You have a grandmother coming in here as well, who's building you up. She shows you putting on a very expensive coat, and this can just be symbolic, unless you just bought a very expensive coat. But I feel when we look at the coat, it's a symbol in my base for money, okay? This could be a position of power. This could be a position of, you know, recognition. So she wants you to sort of fake it till you make it. If you have some areas in your life where your self-esteem is feeling a little bit low and your energy is feeling drained, and your grandfather's also just reminding you that, you know, I want to say a paternal energy, another paternal energy coming in here as well. And somebody feels like an uncle, but that may have been a quick passing. Yeah. And you got a lot of people watching over you. Okay? But I do think it's important. They're just all over the place. I don't even know what the hell was I saying. It's like, I think it's an important time, okay, in a nutshell. I think it's an important time for you to work on like not allowing your energy to leak out or be drained by people and situations around you where you really shouldn't be putting your time, attention, energy, and affection, okay? I like to say it this way. Stay in your lane, mind your own business, and work on healing yourself. Okay, I remember what he was saying. He was saying, and if there's something new you've been looking to do with like working out, exercise in any way, okay, anything with your body, like a new health routine, changing maybe the way you eat, the way you move, that can help also, you know, to bring a lot of happiness and joy. And he's proud of you for this. They're all proud of you. A lot of love. Thank you. We are going to move on to another one. Oh, Possum Tribe. Okay, so we're going to move on to this one instead. This is for Possum Tribe. What do you see at my work? Will my supervisor change soon? Will work get better soon? Well, these are very different questions. Technically, if we break them down, the supervisor won't change as an individual. I think you could end up with a different supervisor. So we could possibly see that type of change in possibly 2 months or so. But I don't want to give a 100% guarantee on that, you know, because it's just, I like to say too many hands in the pot, too much free will involved. Okay. Every human has free will. I'm not sure where that's going to go. But I think the idea of you feeling better at work can come more easily if you do a couple things. And I'm hearing drop it and block it. All right. So the idea of dropping it for you is going to be not thinking on certain things so much. You seem to be taking your work home, and I know that's easier said than done. Okay. I understand that when your security is feeling threatened, you don't want to have to start over. You're not enjoying where you're going almost every single day of your life. I get it. Totally get it. That you could think on these things more than what you want to, but you need to get better control of your mind. You are getting drained from this experience because your mind is not disciplined enough. This is a challenge, fair, but this is also an opportunity, okay, for you to get it right, because this is a life skill you haven't mastered. And whether it's going to chase you at work, or it's going to chase you in some relationship, or it's going to chase your money, you know, and make things a little too tight, it's going to keep happening until you can get it right. So no time like the present to nail this. You need to master your ability to drop it, okay? And that means that when you are done having a conversation with a supervisor, you are done with a task at work, you leave the office for the day, you go into your car, whatever it is, you shake it out and you forget it. It is no longer allowed in your mind. When it pops back in your mind at dinner, as a nightmare, right? When you're brushing your teeth at home, you stop it immediately and you replace it with whatever you want to replace it with. You know, visions of what future work will look like, something else entirely. Maybe you do breathing exercises. There are a million things. Whatever works for you, replace it. Stop it, halt it, replace it. And it's habit forming. It takes 3 weeks. That's what humans require to set a new habit. Okay. So it's not like you couldn't have done this in the past. You just aren't very confident in your ability to do it. So dropping it, letting it go. I would also highly suggest for you, and I have a dreams class up on my website where I train you in lucid dreaming techniques. One of the areas where you get attacked by, you know, your brain having cyclical patterns of negative thoughts, stinking thinking, mouse on a wheel energy, is at night when you're vulnerable. You're supposed to be able to just, you know, lay there at night and let whatever happen. But it's not a good idea when you're going through transition like this. You are going to need to use lucid dreaming techniques. Okay. I break them down in the class. How do you do it? That means that you are dictating where your dreams go, that they are positive, remain positive. And when you do have stress dreaming or a nightmare or something like this comes up, you can get control of it faster and redirect it. The other thing that's coming up here is to block it. You can use stones like black tourmaline. You can visualize that when you go into work, you're surrounding yourself with mirrors, so that whatever anyone sends to you is being sent back onto them. You know, you can block also more efficiently by cleansing, Epsom salt in the bottom of your shower every night. But you need to work more with blocking techniques. How can you cleanse, stay rooted and grounded, and block efficiently so that you're not over absorbing? There's also, I have an empathic awareness class. I teach this at universities. I train therapists. I train doctors. I teach it in public school systems. Empathic awareness is a 2-hour training. And a big part of it is training you how to block properly so that you're not accidentally over absorbing other people's energy, because you're not just over absorbing from your own stress within the workplace. You're picking it up from the atmosphere, the objects, and the other people there. All right. So that would be another helpful tool. Sorry, I went over on that one a little bit, but it is what it is. And I think there are other people who need that message. So I feel like that may be our collective one of the night. I don't know if you guys are feeling like, yeah, I need this too. Let me know in the comment section. Always curious about collectives. All right, good luck with that. We're going to move on So Love and Beloved 5497 says, thank you, Ivy. I'm Mindy. The message you shared from my friend Trudy was so exact. That's her. She was an energy worker. So holding my heart makes sense. Okay. And then, yeah. And she says, okay, thank you. Thank you so much for that. You know, it's funny because I don't often hear from spirits that come through anything about the chakras, you know, and I certainly don't hear things like realigning your heart chakra, but I did when she did this. That's hilarious. That was her line of work. I love that. Thank you for sharing. And let's move on to Jessica. Okay, I think I'm on Jessica Graham. Jessica Graham says, hi, Ivy. I'm expecting a job offer next week. Any guidance on how to approach this potential opportunity? I saw 16. I don't know if you're looking for a $16,000 raise or 6,000, or how can we get this up a little bit? Let's see what else comes up here. So we want to get that up a little bit. There's a little wiggle room. There may also be room for, you know, and you may be real hesitant to say anything about this, and you may hear this message and be like, she's way off about that. I don't need that, nor would I ever bring that up at this point. But something may happen, and it is led into, like, you're led into this. It's left open-ended, or something comes up. Maybe it's a question they're asking you, you know, sort of like in an interview. But I would go for it because it's not going to do any harm. If you want to say something where you're going to need a more flexible schedule, you want a certain amount of time off, paid time off, ability to leave, alter the schedule if there's maybe an emergency, or you need a mental health day, or you have a sick kid, or, you know, you need to deal with life. You know, this may not be a place that is going to like hammer you, okay, into the ground, into the machine of, you know, the capitalistic system, as hard as some other places do and will. Now, even if it's not presenting that way, I think you could make it kind of clear that, you know, you need some flexibility. Let's just put it that way. So we're negotiating things. Here's a better way to say that, maybe. Don't come with like, I am your biggest team player type of attitude. Come like the queen on the throne with the sword at her side, like you are lucky to have me here. Okay, you are benefiting from me being here, and I know my worth. And if I am not treated accordingly, I will walk. It's a little bit of, and you may feel like I'm pushing it with that. I don't want to push it right now. Things are going well right now. You're not. You're just negotiating. You're just letting them know how it's going to be. Okay, they're not calling all the shots. You don't have to be there. You could get other jobs, but I think that it's going to go well, and I think that those are the two things that you want to elevate. Okay. Again, I'm getting a 6. Is it 16? Is it just 6? You know, where do you want to go with that? But regardless, it's going to be an increase that you're asking for. Even if they're like, yeah, I don't have it, you know, whatever, this is what it's going to be. Oh, they have it. You know, they have it. They know they have it. We all know they have it. Hold your ground. And I think you may also be up for other positions. It may come up even in that meeting. So maybe something is being said or suggested about the future expansion potentials, other skills that you have, other things you may want to, you know, do with like networking within, you know, the company, or transfers. These aren't really lateral. I mean, these are up we go. And I would lean into that a little bit more. I don't think they're giving you fluff, you know, but you're also showing that you expect expansion. You do not want to get in under a cap situation, a glass ceiling, da, 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 da. You're presenting the growth that you want to see. Love this. Good for you. Let's move on to another one. This is for Christina Brignon. Christina says, I've been single for 5 years, which I've accepted. I'm not even trying. Okay. But I'd like him to come into my life eventually. Will the timing come? Will I meet someone new even? Well, I would assume, I assume you're talking about somebody new because there's not a name here or initials or anything. Okay. When will Christina meet someone that's going to be actually beneficial to her? Well, I'm hearing the next 2 years may actually be, so I don't know if you have Cancer in your chart significantly in your big 3, or I'm hearing the top 6. I don't even know what that means, but like bigger placements. Yeah, I think it's that. Possibly also some Gemini stuff going on with you. Sag as well. There's some, yeah. So it's in the stars, okay? So it's written in the planets. When it's written, it's gonna happen. It is destiny charted. It is going to happen. Now, you have free will and the other person has free will. So I can't give a 100% guarantee on how exactly it's going to play out, meaning it is written in the stars, okay? It is coming, but you could also never be willing to leave your house, okay? And you could also just reject, anyone who crosses your path at the grocery store, and you could be unwilling, to remove blocks that are there, because there are some. And so, the way you guys cross paths wouldn't be even like a face-to-face interaction as much as like, he went this way on the highway, I went that way. This happens all the time. So the best thing you could do now to prepare for the upcoming 2 years where you're going to have a lot of foot traffic in love is to remove some of these blocks and to manifest with a little bit more clarity on what exactly you want. Because you seem to have a laundry list of what you don't want, and you definitely don't want your time wasted. But here's a good suggestion. Write down 15 things that you want to attract in a love partner. I have a 2-hour training on this up on my website called Reaching the One. And it's just a bunch of exercises like this. 15 things specifically on a piece of paper, fold it up, put it in an envelope, put it in a drawer. Forget about it for 6 months to a year, and then pull it out and see if you didn't literally manifest, claim, and pull this person toward you. But you can't have negativity on that list. It can't be like, I don't want anyone like my ex. I don't want anyone who's going to, shit in my yard or, drain my energy or expect, like, none of that. None of that. I would be specific about hair color, body build. If my tire blew out, they don't just call AAA. They literally leave work to come there, da-da-da-da-da, okay? Specific details. I think you don't even know what that list is supposed to look like right now. So that's a block. I would also let go, and maybe you want to do this through shadow work or therapy or talking to, or maybe doing some self-help, but it feels a little bit like trauma. So maybe even a trauma therapist. If there's anything disturbing that you saw in your family dynamics growing up, in relationship dynamics that were toxic, and if you experienced any of that in your past as well, abuse, neglect, manipulation, what have you, I think we need to do a final cleanse out on that. All right. So this looks good. You got 2 years of traffic, and you will attract whatever you are in alignment with. So wherever your vibration is. Okay. So let's get that up and let's see what comes in here. I do highest likelihood see you meeting up with a soulmate around, maybe locking it down around the 1 year and 2 months to 1 year and 7 months out mark, and come back and check in. Let us know. It feels bigger, light eyes, funny, likes to dance. I see cowboy boots. So I don't know if you're into country music. He may be into country music. don't know if you're tolerating that or how that's going to go, but you don't see that every day. Okay. Claudia Yorif. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Claudia Yorif. Okay. Hello, Mama. Okay, this is a reading for Lily. Oh, no. Okay, you want me to channel Lily, who is deceased. Okay. Do you want to sit down? How are you? Say hi. Oh, I love you. Claudia, okay, is Lily. Lily, do you have a message for Claudia? When Lily comes in here, she's trying to bring some healing to like your stomach, and I can't prescribe or diagnose, but it's possible you've had like sour stomach, acid stomach, upset stomach, maybe irritable bowel or constipation or something going on here. I don't know. It just feels like maybe bloating or almost a little bit painful. Okay, I see. She's talking about stress stomach. Stress stomach. Some people carry it in the stomach. Some people carry it in the shoulders as a headache. You know what I mean? And it just depends. It's possible some things are upsetting you a little bit, or you feel like you're being taken along for a ride. You feel like things are moving too fast. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I love you guys. So she's trying to help you process some of this. She's saying, slow down, take a deep breath, put your feet up. I feel like you've been getting better at this. You may have been slowing down, putting your feet up, getting a cup of tea even, and being like, I'm taking 20 minutes. You know, I was just going to breathe for 10 seconds. I'm going to take 20 minutes. I'm going to sit here or longer. She's happy to see you doing this. I also feel like her passing may have left things rattled, you know, or like a lack of closure. And this may be like in your life, you feel a lack of closure. You feel like since her passing, there's like just sort of a, I don't know, it's like a rattled, discombobulated energy that never really fully repaired itself. And she's talking about your calendar and hitting the mark on your calendar. You may have some things coming up where it's going to be very, very busy. This may be where she was saying, like, you feel like you're getting pulled along. It may be like, whoa, you know, you ever open your calendar and you're like, I wish I didn't do that. It's as bad as opening your phone and getting the camera on from under your neck. You know, it's like this, it can't be my life. It's like, this is too much. You may feel going forward, or when you look at your future, like there's too much to do. You have too far to go. There are too many things, you know, whatever it is. But she's talking about incorporating more fun. So it's like having a fun little adventure scheduled, having a trip, some travel planned out. And I feel like you may, literally, maybe you think on that and you hold on to that, you know, and it's like, I'm looking forward to this though. So she's just really encouraging that. She is giving, I'm getting so many red roses tonight. So I don't know what is going on with you guys, but she's giving a red, it almost looks like a begonia though, flower, which is, you know, happy birthday, happy anniversary. This could also be a passing anniversary or just a deep love. Take it how it resonates. And she's talking about you also maybe this past week, speaking your truth. So it seems like, I don't know if you yelled at somebody or if you just, I heard a strongly worded email. I don't think it was that. Take it how it resonates, but it's almost like you may have really stated your position in some situations, and you may have really done it by saying less, being detached, you know, pulling back. I'm not engaging with this. Sometimes we say a whole heck of a lot more by just being stoic or staring or being silent, you know, and just not bending, not folding, not engaging. And she's proud of you for that. I feel though, like the balance between the two of you here is really at this point just a lot of fun, a lot of banter back and forth, and a lot of fun little things. She's talking about lilies quite literally too, sending you, I was seeing little white flowers, but these could be like any size flowers or even literal lilies. So I would be watching for these. Okay, and some doves, showing doves, okay, as well. Watch for her in a dream in two. This could be two dreams, but I was going to say probably 2 nights out from now. And she loves you very much. Something about the dog, too. A dog, being with the dog sees me. Tweedledee design. Let's see. Okay, for Abby, Tweedledee, PD, Venmo, one more question. Okay, so this is for Abby. Abby wants to know, what is Adam trying to say to me when he visited? Okay, Adam, I heard lock your door, leave some things behind you, and almost like tuck yourself into bed and get some rest. So he says that, you know, it was almost like you need to close some cycles out. You need to close the door on some nonsense. And this could be people. I'm sure it is. I mean, it's always people, right? At the root of anything, typically. It's almost like close the door on that. It was like you were keeping the door open to too many. He said it's a revolving door of nonsense, like keeping the door open to too many things that were disqualifying you. It's almost like when you entertain things like this, it disqualifies you to level up, to elevate, to reach a point of happiness, peace. I feel like what you have been wanting, or what you were wanting around that time, was stability. I think you wanted a stronger sense of peace and harmony, and like a sense of foundation, right? And you weren't able to create it with that. The idea also of leaving some things behind you was him calling you out on being stuck in the past. Stuck in the past. You know, you didn't want to let things go. You were allowing all your decisions to be dictated by fear, not love. You could make a decision from two places only. And this is for everyone. You can either make a decision from fear, which will eventually blow up in your face or implode, or you can make it from love, faith, positivity, and it will grow. Even if it's wrong, even if you screwed the whole thing up, the universe will work with you and redirect it and put it in place. Okay. So it was like you were stuck in the past and not thinking clearly and not making decisions from a place of love and positivity and faith, but rather from fear. And a lot of it was just habits. This is what I'm comfortable with. You know, most humans will make decisions not for what's best for them, but more for whatever their nervous system recognizes, what feels safe, even though it's an illusion. And that's what you seem to be ending around that, or that's what the encouragement was. And it may have been quite literally cutting some people off, or just that maybe it is just setting boundaries. But yeah, there was a lot there. There's a lot there. I could see how some of that was overlooked. You know, and I just want to say before we move on to anyone else, you know, mediumship is complicated. I mean, this is why I have the psychic mediumship course. We've been so detached and divided away from it in our society, whether the church tells you you're going to burn in hell, you know, and it's demonic, or, you know, the medical field says that it's magical thinking, or they put you in the DSM-5 as psychotic, or whatever. I could go on and on. Okay. But like, it's kind of cryptic, not all of it, but a lot of it. And within that, you know, cryptic language is a lot of symbology. And so sometimes when you're getting messages from your loved ones in spirit, they don't mean to be that way. They just are basically asking you to learn the language so you can meet them halfway. Okay. And we don't. We want them to just explain it all. And it is a different language. You have to, when they cross, we have to learn another language. Yeah, that one's a little complicated. All right, let's move on to any other ones coming in, or how do I want to say, we have last call. Are we at last call, Diana? I don't know. You let me know. Edgar says, what blessings are coming to me during the first 3 months of 2026? Looking forward to my birthday in February. Okay, so let's go on to Edgar. So the first 3 months of 2026 with your birthday in February. Okay, what blessings are coming to Edgar first 3 months of 2026? You're looking forward to your birthday. That's cute. I have a gentleman who comes in who has a full face, but not a very large body, you know, which is always curious to me. You ever see someone who's relatively thin, or they're real cut? You know, they're kind of lean, but they've got almost like this really round face, like this. It's not chubby, it's just round. So freaking adorable. You know, he comes in here and he puts a party hat on you, like you're 6 years old, you know. So, paternal energy watching over you, putting the party hat on you and just letting you know it is going to be a great birthday. He's happy you're celebrating your own birthday, that you're looking forward to it. He's just talking about how cute you are, squeezes your cheek, how cute you are. I don't know if you dimples, but you know, maybe he had the dimples, but mentioning your dimples. You light up a room when you smile, regardless. And I wonder if you look like him a little bit. Interesting. You may look like him a little bit. But, you know, he's talking about you being really good at this, you being really good at finding things that you can look forward to and having those dates like marked on your calendar, or making plans for, you know, for that day or even that week, whatever that period of time in your life, you know, a trip or whatever. And that this is something you may be even giving out to other people, telling other people that they need to do this is like a healthy mental health lifestyle tool, whatever, right? You're like a mentor, you're like a motivational speaker. This is a key point to living life well, and in harmony, he said. But I feel like you've got money coming in too. I heard straight up second month, January, February. That may also be February. Okay, so February 2nd. Maybe the second. I was going to say the second week. Okay. But I'm seeing it in the third week. I don't know what's going on with this. Look, it can move, okay? So not a lot, but it can shift a little bit. Probably too many hands in the pot, like I always say, too much free will, too many hands in the pot making this decision. But somebody seems to be giving you money. This could very well be work related. All right, so career related, not necessarily just the place where you work. It could just be career related. Doors of opportunity opening up where you could have pay increases. So a lot is coming in there for resources, but specifically cash. This may be a point in time when you choose to renegotiate your contracts, you know, elevate, get more. That could work out well. I'm also seeing some change with the vehicle, possibly in the first 3 months. This is a little more on you. You know, do you want to do this? But yes, upgrades with the vehicle. I also see upgrades with the living space. This also is a little bit more on you. You may be faced with two separate opportunities or choices or circumstances. And thank you, TikTok. And you know, you're choosing whichever one makes you feel more at home, more elevated in your living space. I see love coming in here as well. January, February, March. More in March. One of the teens. This 13, 8. I saw 18. But I'm wondering if 16, 17, maybe that whole week. If, you know, there's somebody coming in here who's very like Tigger, you know, pouncing on you. This could be a lot of sexual chemistry for sure, but this person is not shy. This person has no filter. This person doesn't have much of an inner dialogue unless they're pissed. If she's quiet, I would run. But she's just very open with you. This is what I see about you. This is what I like. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's go here. Let's go there, you know, and affectionate in such a way where it's like emotional exchanges, verbal, intellectual. So we're hitting peaks in intimacy that we haven't hit before. Meaning like you and then her, you know, so possibility of a long-term, like, I guess you could say this is maybe a friendship, but I was going to say this feels more romantic for sure. It could be a friend with benefits. Depends on what you choose to do with it. Lots happening there. Okay. Also possibly a pet finding you. This may be more January. Maybe like a cat that's cold and homeless is like coming right up to your car, your door, following you, you know, trying to find a home. That may also occur. All right. Sweet Pea 1024. Sweet Pea is Maraid. Maraid says, hi, Ivy. My job is offering me to switch my work days to Sunday through Thursday. I currently work Monday through Friday. Okay, but plan on changing jobs anyways in the new year. Will this change help me or not that much? I honestly think anything you could do there to change it up is a good idea, because this is the universe's way. Like, you manifested this. You must have been saying to the universe either like, I'm stressed, I want out of here, like, help me. You know what I mean? Like, these are the changes I want to see. And so the universe took all that and was like, do, 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 do. And then what came up? The solutions. Move her to this time frame. Is it going to meet all of your hopes? You know, here your demands or expectations, or keep you there? Is it going to prevent you from leaving? I don't know about that. I don't know I would go that far. But is it something you manifested? It is. Often our manifestations don't show up anything like what we thought they would. Like, it's out of, you know, left field. That's why we say get in alignment, speak clearly to the universe about what you want, claim it, and then let it go and let the chips fall where they may. But then when stuff starts to show up, take it, whatever it is, right? Experiment with it. So yeah, if I were you, I would take it. I think that it almost feels, and I don't know how to explain this, feels like one day off. It feels like one day you're not even there. Am I crazy? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what that means. Maybe on one of those days, somebody you don't like isn't there. Maybe on one of those days, at least one of those days, something about the way the place runs is different. There's one day where it's like you're not really there. I don't know how else to explain that. Okay. And that helps a lot. That helps a lot. And sometimes it's like a day and a half or even 2 days. Okay. Yeah, you may be around other people too. So I would do it, honestly, if I were you. Why not? You have nothing to lose at this point. Shake it up, shake it up. I think the other reason this is happening for you is because you're trying to create, and again, you manifested this, more fluidity. The universe is showing you a solution to what has been blocked or stuck energy. So it's like create movement, create fluidity. This sounds like a ridiculous example, but I walk, and I'm neurodivergent, so I really like routine. I walk miles, okay, every day. And I'll do 2 different walks. I'll do one in the afternoon, and I'll do one in the evening, like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Under the stars. And I have a route, and no one is going to pry that route from my cold, dead grip, okay? But when I need like a change in my life in some other way, I will turn my walk route the other way, right? Or I will go on the treadmill instead of on the beach route or up in the hills, you know, in the village at night. Like, I will just switch up my walk, and it creates fluidity. So I start having breakthroughs in my work, right? In my relationships, in whatever other areas, with my money, whatever it is. So that's what you're doing in doing this. You're saying, I know how to switch up the motion and create more fluidity. Different energy can then come in, and it's a master skill. You can do with anything. Let's move on to another one. We have rising sun. Okay. Azzy. Okay, I wonder if TikTok is going to give me this puzzle. I can like feel it in my bones. I'm surprised they haven't done that to me yet. They're always within like an hour doing it. Weird. Rising Sun 333. This is for Michelle. Michelle says, will my ex-fiance come back? When? Yep. I don't have a first name. I don't have initials. I don't have anything. Listen, you guys, when you ask about people, you need to give me the first name or the initials at least. But I feel like I'm picking up on this person's energy. I mean, I'm just going to have to kind of wing it. I don't have any info, but I do. I do feel this person coming back. I'm hearing 3. I don't think this is going to be 3 weeks. Maybe. Maybe. I was feeling like toying around with messaging you for 3 months. So this individual has free will and can make a liar out of me at any time, switch up time frames. I highly doubt it. I think this is a very strategic person. This is someone who makes up their mind and has a game plan and then plays out that plan, okay? And certainly with you, certainly in this situation, that's what it looks like. I do get a cat and mouse energy here where this person may be trying to punish you. This person is trying to knock you down, hold you down. I'm seeing two people in the water, and it's almost like use her as a flotation device, or like put her head underwater, put her head underwater. This sounds horrible, but it's just symbolic, okay? I hope to God it's symbolic. But, you know, it's like put her head underwater, put her head underwater. It's making you submit. It's forcing you into submission. Because if this person were to repeatedly put your head underwater and then let you up, you would do anything they say. You would do anything, okay, to have them stop that behavior. And so that's what it is. Also, the symbol of him putting your head underwater repeatedly, the water is a symbol of emotions. And this looks gray. The sky looks gray. The water even looks kind of dirty. This is dirty emotions. This is heaviness. This is the basement. This is skeletons in the closet. This is unfinished business, stuff swept under the carpet, things put up on a shelf collecting dust, conversations that haven't been had, and conversations that haven't been complete. Okay. There's a lot of omission coming up in this too. So this is like making you feel it emotionally. It's not great. Okay. And I don't know if they said or if you said, well, I'm going to go to therapy in the meantime, or I'm going to go work on myself, or I'm going to go do this while I'm away, you know, but I wouldn't bank on that either. So that's the goal. That's what he's thinking. He can't come back too soon because you haven't lost enough air. You're not in enough of an emotional state. When people do things like this, they want to make sure you're so broken so that when they come back, they don't have to do any labor. They can just coast right in. Okay. You'll overlook anything. I'll forgive you anything as long as you're back. Yeah, this also feels like there was some fighting here, and this may have gotten quite toxic, and it's like coming back around may feel like a threat. What's the word I'm looking for here? Dysregulation to your nervous system. Okay, so interesting. Claudia, Yorif, and this is for Daisy. Okay, you want me to channel Daisy? Okay, who is deceased. All right, so Daisy for Claudia. You know, Daisy comes in with a real maternal energy, like a matriarchal old soul, wise, cool, calm, collected, stoic, you know, just full of like, let me open this book of wisdom from my life. And here in chapter 3, I have the potion and the remedy and the solution to all your problems. No research necessary. It's just like, the energy here is so pure and high vibrational and funny that you really can't mistake, you know, when she's coming in for a visit, because it will feel for you physically like a warmth, like a heat from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet. Sometimes she's coming from behind you, so possibly like behind your shoulders as well, and holding your hands, okay? Holding your hands. The idea also of her coming from behind is a separate message, in that she's trying to give you strength. She's trying to encourage you to keep going. She's trying to give you the motivation to keep going. It's almost like pushing you forward, propelling you forward, you know, encouraging you forward. And this can mean that you've been getting tired or burnt out, you know, that you're not feeling very motivated to go forward. You could be waking up every day and be like, I don't have a lot of passion for today. You know, rather stay in bed, pull the covers up over my head. But she wants you to keep on. And you can feel that literally sometimes. She's also saying that it's like you're earning your angel wings. And this can mean that you're giving a lot of healing out to people. I see it verbally, but I also see it like hands on. Like you seem to heal people more than you know. And she just wants you to know that she sees your blessings on the other side. She sees the scope of like what good karma is coming to you and how safe and protected you are into your future and how all of your needs will always be met. And she's ringing the left ear. The left ear is mediumship. So her go-to, which is kind of obvious, I don't know, if you follow me at all, but like when I hear them like this, it's clairaudience. They're just talking. She's saying stuff and I'm just repeating it basically. So she wants to do this with you more. So pay attention to like a ringing in your left ear, like a tinnitus or a pressure, like when an airplane goes up or comes down. You may also get it like heat or tingling. I don't know. For you, it might be a little different, or like a seashell, so you get a weird combination of things like those last two. I see. Okay. So that's how she'll do it. Okay. She does a little different. But after you get that ringing in the ears, like pick up the phone, talk to me. She'll put thoughts in your head. All right. So people with clairaudient ability, and you guys have a nice pairing here. Spirit has to have it and the human has to have it for it to work. Okay. We have a pairing. So they put thoughts in your head. That's how it works. You pay attention to the thoughts that are coming in your head. It'll be in your own inner voice, like your own inner dialogue. Okay. Songs coming into your head. She uses songs quite a lot, actually, and literal daisies. So you're using literal daisies. I don't know, too, if you're mourning the loss of her right around this time or someone else. It seems like two other people, a female and a male. I was going to say grandmother, but I don't know if this is mom and dad. But a couple other people also in here with her. She just wants to kind of give a shout out on their behalf. But I feel like a lack of closure, not a proper goodbye. They're giving white roses. And it can also, just mean that you need healing in that area. So you may be missing quite a few people. And they are white rose for healing, okay, for you as well. But yeah, I feel like also pay attention to what's popping on the radio and what's popping on the TV. Okay, so I see her putting things that are going to uplift you on for you. And sitting also, I feel like on or trying to bring healing to like your leg. So, and I can't prescribe a diagnose, but if you've been struggling to make moves in your life, it can also just mean that, or with the knee, the ankle, especially on the right side. Okay. A lot of love. Thank you. We have another one coming in here from, okay, Maggie. Maggie says, okay, this is for Sammy. I think I'm reading this right, who is alive. Can you ask Sammy how she is feeling physically? Okay. Sammy is alive. Okay. And you want me to ask how she's feeling physically? Okay. I think I get it. How is Sammy feeling physically? Well, I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but I got some stuff going on here. Heaviness. This can be the heart, the lungs, but this feels a little bit like heavy-heartedness. Feels a little bit like anxiety. I get a little bit of a low-level, almost depressive energy as well. I don't want to sugarcoat. This can automatically bring down the energy level. This can make someone feel confused, exhausted, a bit discombobulated. I feel like the brain is also affected. Now, I can't tell what came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't think it's because of this, but I'm supposed to say like neurological stuff or confusion, confusion in the brain. I also get like in the jaw, the one side of the jaw and or the thyroid as well. Some stuff going on there. This could also mean that teeth need to be taken care of. And again, I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but when I start to see dental stuff or the molars specifically, that can affect a lot of other things. So there's that. And then there's a little bit of talk on the filtration system. So maybe the organ's not doing everything they really need to. And the left ankle, the left foot, take it out resonates. I could be reversing sides. I don't think so. Okay. And that's a separate issue, but yeah, that's kind of how that looks. Okay. So, we're talking about some physical stuff going on that automatically affects the energy level. The energy level automatically affects the mood until you're in a bit of a cycle where it's like, what came first, right? And what do I correct to get all of this in order? But, you know, I think Sammy is looking at getting some good answers and solutions. It's just like they have to be applied. All right, we're going to move on to, we have another one here for Edgar. Edgar is loving it. You're taking advantage of the uncapped, and everyone should. Hey, okay, so for tonight, I don't know if I'm going to do it permanently or not, but there's no limit to how many questions you guys can ask, or until I drop dead. We'll see, whatever comes first. Edgar, does my friend Lewis have any messages for me? He passed away years ago. Okay, Lewis, you know, he comes through here playing soccer and then smoking a cigar. So this is going to be two different things. First of all, he loves you, and he thinks of you like a brother. I think you guys had a real good time together. I think there was a lot of banter. It's like intellectual exchange, verbal exchange. I also feel like you were pretty good at like sharing emotions, that you were open and free. He sees you as someone who has an open heart, a willing heart to give. And he said most people are closed off, shut down, or don't want to entertain other humans. And you are like in the flow of humanity. Okay. He loves you for that. He wishes there were more people like that. And I don't think he was like that as much as you, but you guys certainly connected on that level. And it was a free flowing energy back and forth, like equality there. He comes in here with a soccer ball. Now, maybe he played soccer, or he's connecting with you through soccer, images of games on the TV, what have you. But this in my symbol base is you need to feed your inner child more. You need to play more. This is a time in your life to play. And you have to create play, because when we're kids, it's all around us. It's our entire life. And when you're adulting, it's never available. Okay. It's like you have to fight to play, literally. I think you're figuring out, he said about a week ago, and then this goes a total of 2 months. So this message began a week ago, and then for 2 months, the universe is requiring that you play more. You could do this in verbal communication with others since you're so good at it, and he already brought it up, okay? That you're good at being open, you know, heart-centered, whatever. But this may need to come out through dance, motion, exercise. This could be, you know, walking. This could be drumming. I think getting into anything also that's like a hobby that's maybe, I don't know, something you do at the gym, or, but it doesn't just feel like going on the machines, you know? It's not like I'm going to go from this station to this station and only put my dumbbells back. And it's really not that. It's just like fun stuff you could do that's maybe a little bit more organized, like a sport. But it may happen at the gym, and you'd be doing it with other people. You'd be doing it with yourself. Doesn't really matter. You'd be doing it with a wall, do it with him. Okay. He'll be there. I also feel like something more artistic. So whether you're debating on getting into, you know, painting or sculpture or working with clay, and then he's talking about playing more with mediumship, playing more with communicating with him and other spirits, playing more, you know, with also your psychic ability and the cards. So I don't know if you were debating on getting into tarot or getting some more tarot reads, and music, singing. I think it's good for you, singing. Yeah, he just said that it's a time to feed your inner child, because it's getting a little, your inner child may be feeling neglected. Okay, it's kind of sitting in a corner being like, when's my turn? All right. He loves you very much. And he has a way of, he said, well, here's a shortcut. I should have, he's funny. He's a smart ass. So I could have told you this in the beginning. Yes, he could have. He'll be putting things on your path that you're supposed to play with and engage. So all these examples I came up with that I didn't really have to conjure, because, you know, he's going to handle it. So as your higher mind, your inner child is asking and manifesting for more playtime, okay? Things that are going to uplift your energy and feed your soul. And so he's going to be part of putting those things on your path, okay, if that makes some sense. So even if they're unexpected, it's not conventional, you know, what you would have done, take them, take those opportunities. He's also using a lot of numbers with you, number patterns. He is a numerology person, as are you. We do have a pairing. So watch for like 555, 511, you know, it's like, what is this? 1115, like, but I mean, any numbers, you know, just watch for number patterns. And remember, each one is a direction. And he's talking about pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, tokens. Pennies from heaven. He's leaving you as well. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I'm going to turn on her baby for her because she is getting bored. Where are you, Ezzy? I'm always afraid I'm going to run her over with this chair. Hold on, guys. I have to turn her toy on for her. Ignore my big puffy pink slippers. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I don't care. All right. Here we go. Which one? If this is loud, here you go. Here you go. If this is loud, let me know and I can turn it off. It's not as loud as I thought it would be. She needs something to do. Get it, Mama. Get it. She loves that thing. All right. See if we have any other ones coming in here. Okay. So let's go. Claudia. All right, Claudia, making good use of tonight's readings. Here we go. Claudia Yorif says a reading for Sunshine. Sunshine is alive. And so I'm assuming there's nothing specific, right? Just a general reading for Sunshine, if I'm reading that right. All right. Oh, okay. I have to do last call. So last call, if you are tuning in, and if you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please do so. Drop a comment of any kind. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Thank you so much, TikTok. You guys are always my biggest supporters. And yeah, subscribe. Okay, also share. But this is the last call. So if you were debating on dropping your $10 donation and your question, now is the time. If you prefer to book a reading privately, you can go onto my website, ivyrivera.psychicmedium.com, for a reading, a healing, or to book a party. I do work internationally. So let's move on to Claudia. This is a message general for Sunshine. Sunshine, what message is coming through for you? You know, I feel like this is a period of time to heal. And I know that can sound like a boring message, but it really isn't. It's about seeing that there's a lot coming up for you to do, having a lot on your to-do list, including play, which is wonderful. I like to see that balance. But people, male energy in particular, which doesn't have to literally just be males. It could just be masculine energy in the future kind of coming at you. Masculine energy is action-oriented. In my symbol base, it's also authority. So it can come with demand. So it's not only bringing demands, it's bringing quick action or pulling out of you labor and quick action. You know, it's something you're going to have to be engaging with to a degree. But I think that you've already been doing a lot of that. And right now, this is a period of time to rest and recoup. You know, this is a time to focus on your health. And I'm getting a lot here with like the stomach, or I want to say the solar plexus, which is the root as well, the root chakra for you. So we're talking about taking your power back. Okay, saying, look, money doesn't run me. You know, other humans don't run me. The schedule doesn't run me. I call the shots. I design this life. Okay, I'm going to do what I need to do when I need to do it in the way I want to do it. And I'm going to do it unapologetically. It's taking your power back. That automatically attracts more prosperity because you're getting your root chakra in order. But, you know, we're also talking about creativity here. So in your ability to heal, which is like maybe eating well, eating different, teas, or, you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know, anything herbal. I can't prescribe or diagnose, but, and sort of finding a way to put your feet up and do nothing. You may also be rejuvenating your energy through creativity, creative projects, doing it solo, yes, mostly. but also, you know, with a small group of other people or interacting even just with acquaintances. I mean, you don't even really have to know these people. I think that's a great thing to do, is to, you know, it's like go to a class you've never been to and like you got new friends. You know, sometimes the random acquaintances that we have in life end up in the long run being far more beneficial to us than lifelong friends we ended up not keeping, you know, and stuff like this. So not everyone needs to be a BFF. You know, the more casual friendships can be incredibly fulfilling and more fun, honestly, in a lot of ways. But I think that, you know, the other thing that you need to be doing here right now is saying no when the demands come in. So it's like, no, I'm feeding my creative self. No, I'm aligning, you know, my chakras right now. I'm balancing my root. Like, no, I'm saying no to things, and I'm not feeling guilty about it, and I'm not mentally engaging with them. When I said no, I meant no. When I said no, that becomes invisible to me. Okay. So throw the invisibility cloak over whatever is demanding. Yeah, that's what needs to happen right now. And then you come back with a rejuvenated energy and ready to level up. See a lot of happiness, a lot of joy going forward. It's like, I heard skip to my loo, you know, it's very like, I have a pep in my step after I do this for a couple weeks. So probably 2 to 3 weeks of doing that. All right. Are we at time? You have any other ones coming in? Okay. I think we are good. You guys, thank you so much. Now, remember, I am doing the test shows. So far, we did What Blessings Are Coming Your Way, and it blew up. You guys amazed me with the engagement and the feedback afterward. So I'm officially adding What Blessings Are Coming to Your Way to my website. So you can actually go purchase it or gift it to someone else if you need a boost, but to the 2026 show lineup. Then we did the Past Lives show, I want to say 2 days ago, and you guys blew that one out of the water, even more so than What Blessings Are Coming Your Way. And that was incredible to me. And so we are adding past life readings to the 2026 lineup. The last one I'm testing is going to be Friday. This is pet readings. So if you want a reading for your living or deceased pet, you're going to want to engage with that show, give a lot of feedback so that I know if this is something we want to add to the 2026 show lineup. And I will be out in Cali for a while in December, so there won't be any shows the first few weeks. I'll be doing reruns, and then I'll come back and we're going to test out 3 more shows. Okay. But I am keeping the Unbound Sage, Dear Ivy, and Ask Ivy. You guys are amazing. Oh, yes. I was supposed to say, since I'm going out to California for a while, if you wanted to book a party, a reading, you know, stuff like that, I'll have somewhat open availability, but not like I normally do. Okay, so you may want to go ahead and do so at this time. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. Have a good night.